Hello everyone, Brad Reed here, and today we're going to be doing something rather unusual for this channel. We're actually going to be taking a look at an anti-SJW's video by someone known as the Satirician. Before I begin, I just want to say that I have nothing against the Satirician. He's a decent, hardworking anti-SJW like myself, but even the best of us make mistakes sometimes. And mistakes like this do deserve to be called out. We'll start with a bit of context. The video the Satirician is responding to is an apology video by I Hate Everything. If you've heard of the copyright issues YouTube has had, which there are many, chances are you've heard of IHE. I honestly don't think I've heard anyone talk about it without bringing up how Derek Savage tried to screw IHE over by wrongly flagging his review of Cool Cat for copyright infringement. But that's irrelevant to the topic at hand. A couple years ago, IHE made a video called I Hate Tumblr. And it was a pretty well put together video, save for one part.
If you don't consider yourself a feminist, then you're a bigoted a**hole.
Yeah, as you can imagine, this pissed people off. Fortunately, IHE realized his mistake and apologized for it. Fast forward a couple years later, and we have the Satirician responding to that apology, and completely missing the point. Time for me to make money off of his hard work. Let's respond.
Okay, look everyone, I know I fucked up.
Oh, don't worry about it, kiddo. We have all fucked up once in a while.
Indeed we do. This video is enough evidence for that.
I said in the Tumblr video, I said, if you don't consider yourself a feminist, then you're a bigot or whatever.
Wow, that's some real hardcore outside-the-box thinking for Tumblr. Did they chase you with pitchforks, or more realistically, throw you a party?
And this is the main problem with the Satirician's video. He completely misses the fact that the people IHE offended weren't Tumblrites. Well, okay, he probably did offend some Tumblrites, but they're not the ones he's apologizing to right now.
Let me explain myself quickly. I know a lot of people are getting offended by that, they're getting upset, saying that I'm a whatever.
Holy shit, they called you a whatever? Are you okay, bro? Do you need to talk to somebody about this? Tumblrites have needed therapy for much less than that. But jokes aside, I find it hard to believe this statement was taken too badly on Tumblr.
At first I thought he might be joking about this, but there isn't really any indication of such. Now, this may come as a shocker, but SJWs aren't the only people who take offense to things. Anti-SJWs get offended too, and there's nothing really wrong with that. Everyone gets offended sometimes, there's no shame in it. The key difference isn't that one side gets offended and the other doesn't. The key difference is in how each side responds to it. SJWs respond as though their offense is somehow proof in and of itself that they're right. And because they've decided that they're right, they'll go out of their way to slander and libel the person they're taking offense to, try to dox them, get them fired, all that crap. Whereas anti-SJWs usually respond by saying, that's wrong and here's why. Also, SJWs find almost everything offensive, and that's another distinction.
So in the future I will put a bit more thought into the way I phrase things, because I didn't mean that you need to brand yourself as a feminist, because I don't know if I'd necessarily class myself as one if someone asked me.
You don't know if you'd class yourself as a feminist if somebody asked you. Yet literally less than 30 seconds ago in your own video, you said if you're not a feminist, you're a bigot. So, are you virtue signaling or lying?
Actually, he said that was what he said in his other video, and he's apologizing for that statement. Pay attention here, Satirician.
I'd probably avoid the question and say, I support the rights for every gender, every person, I don't care. Well, the only point I was trying to make was that I don't like putting groups of people into this bucket.
Unless, of course, that bucket is feminism, then you're a bigot if you're not in that bucket.
Here's the thing. It's entirely understandable why people who genuinely support gender equality want to distance themselves from the label of feminism and would rather identify as egalitarian. But some people don't want to abandon the label of feminist yet, and instead rather distance the label of feminist from the people who tainted it. Which is effectively what Christina Hoff Sommers and more recently Lacey Green have been doing. I'm pretty sure that's what IHE was at least attempting to do with what he was saying, he just worded it poorly. Now, I wholeheartedly agree that people shouldn't have to identify with the label of feminism to support gender equality. That was a mistake on Aichi's part, which, as you can tell, he is apologizing for.
So I apologize if I didn't phrase it very well.
Trust me, it doesn't matter if you say sorry to these people. You give them an inch, they'll take a mile. They'll say, yeah, you apologise for the feminist comment, but what about your exclusion of the non-heteronormative conforming non-binary anti-cis transkin?
Well, it's a good thing he's not apologizing to those people then, isn't it?
All I mean is that gender equality is all I meant. You don't have to brand yourself as a feminist or whatever the hell you want to say.
But if you don't, you're a bigot. Remember guys, we have to accept his first answer here.
Says who? Aichi phrased something incorrectly, he was called out, and he apologized for it. What reason is there for us to hold him to what he initially said?
I have a lot of respect for you, man. You saw a fuck up and you admitted it, which is a good thing.
Agreed. I just hope you can do the same.
Your channel is pretty fucking huge, and I hope it keeps going because you seem like a reasonable guy.
And you know what? Just to show there are no hard feelings here, I'm going to go ahead and recommend the Satirician's channel. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, he'll have realized that he screwed up and apologized, just like Aichi. Trust me, he doesn't usually miss the point this badly. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.